just have a chat about Resident 3 Remake and give you my thoughts on the game. Just need to make sure the audio is okay. Sounds okay. I'm just pulling it up on my phone. Just waiting for the stream to actually show up on my YouTube. There we go. Sorry if you can hear fireworks in the background. Not a lot I can do about it. You know, just giving I've shut my windows and everything, so hopefully it dulls the sound, but you know, can't do much about it. Right, I know a couple of people would probably want my stream link, so I'm just gonna send it to them, so you know, they don't miss out or anything. Yep, this is going to be rather tiresome, just hearing, you know, the fireworks and everything in the background, but it's Eid or Diwali. I can't remember 100%, but you know. Oh, and they're doing them right outside my house, so yeah, no, can't really do much about that. I always fear when people do fireworks near my house that the rocket's just gonna come. Just in case already. I just felt like coming on here and on the Resi 3 remake and things I liked about the game and things I didn't really like. I'm not just gonna come on here and, you know, bash the game just because, oh, it's a bad remake. Oh, it's just I was like that when I first played this game, and you know, I could already tell that people were getting quite annoyed about the whole thing. But yeah, just wanted to go over a few things, seeing as Resi 3 Original was one of my first Resi games that I actually played and completed. But yeah, I sort of wrote down a script, but it's not really a script, it's just, I was just writing stuff down in my notes, so I'm probably going to be switching between chat and them. So, let's get started. Seeing as Resi has been out for April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, 8 months? Jesus, 8 months. Jesus. It's been out 8 months now, and you know, we've got the game, and people are happy with it, and some people aren't. You know, most people don't really like it because of the amount of cut content there is, and you know how rushed it sort of feels. And I am one of those people, but I also love it for what it does right. So let's start off with the environments. The environments look amazing, especially on the RE engine. You know, the city actually looks like a city and has like cul-de-sacs around it, and feels and looks like people who lived in the city actually, you know, lived here, and you could just imagine people, you know, walking around, getting on with their jobs, and sort of doing their daily thing, which is, it's nice to see. It doesn't look like a generic sort of, it doesn't look like generic pathways just squashed together and, you know, had a couple of shops and whatever placed in to make it feel like a city. It actually feels like we're actually exploring Raccoon City, from somewhat of Jill's point of view. But, you know, I did like it in the original RE3, where, you know, it sort of, for me, I always saw Resi 3 as, you know, obviously you're playing as Jill and you're escaping the city, but it sort of, to me, it felt like with security cameras and CCTV around the city, sort of feels like you're an Umbrella employee watching her through these cameras, trying to escape and, you know, overcome her troubles and that. It's just something I felt like they were trying to get across with the original. I don't know if it's true or not, but yeah, like being able to actually explore parts of the city is just amazing. Being able to go in buildings that we will never be able to go in the original. It's just, it feels like we're actually in the city. You know, it's just, I don't know, it's just amazing. Sorry, I'm gushing all over this game. You know, it does upset me that, you know, Uptown Raccoon City was sort of like that on-rail part where you really didn't get to explore much. I felt like they could have added a bit more of, oh, let's explore Uptown and not just escape Nemesis, have Brad, and then, you know, we're in the subway now, oh, we're downtown. It would have been nice to actually, like, walk around the city and sort of see what was going on, and have Jill sort of in-game have, like, talk to herself about, like, you know, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening, how many, like, I can't believe this is how many people are infected, you know, and sort of see, like, the zombies and people dying and, you know, buildings exploding and cars crashing. It would have been nice to actually explore that and sort of have it where you've got no guns, there are no fights, you know, it's just Jill walking around the city. And then it would be nice to have, like, had a cutscene. I don't know, I'm just spitting, like, ideas or something, but it would have been nice, like, you're walking around and, you know, you come up to the fence where the zombies break through, and, like, you sort of have a cutscene where you see them, they're breaking down the fences, and Jill sort of stood there stumbling, like, what the hell do I do? You know, I have nothing to defend myself. And then have it where, you know, they break the fence down, she sort of panics and sees, like, an alleyway and sees, like, Brad sort of run through this alley and sort of turn around the corner, and have it where Jill sort of goes, was that Brad? And sort of, it's like, not a chase scene, but it's sort of a bit where you have to run down this alley after Brad, you know, and you're trying to catch up with him, and he's sort of just like running away from the zombies, trying to get to the police station or to safety, and then you finally catch up with him, and you know, he sort of is there with his gun and his holster and his knife, and he gives Jill, say, like, the knife, just to be like, I know this isn't much, but take this with you, you'll probably need it. And then have it where, you know, you're just walking around with Brad, just talking to him about, like, what's going on and why this is all happening and that. And then have it where Brad then explains, or says to Jill, you haven't had a run-in with that big thing, have you? And have Jill go, well, yeah, it attacked me in my apartment. I was lucky to get out of there alive. And sort of have it where they're just exchanging things like, could it be a tyrant? Is it a new threat? You know, and Jill could be like, I've taken care of one of them before, but that was to help with with you, Barry and Chris. You know, I don't think we can take this on our own. And then have it where, you know, Nemesis comes back and, you know, sort of chases them into the bar, and as they get into the bar, you know, it's the obligatory Brad get kills by Nemesis, and it's a whole emotional scene of, like, Jill finally seeing her last teammate or whatever in the city die, and then, you know, she has to escape through the bar to get away from the monster, and then, you know, have it where she does the same thing, just the gun, not the holsters or the gear or anything, just the gun, and, you know, you've got a knife, you've got a gun, you see this massive thing chasing you, and you've only got a certain amount of bullets to add sort of that, you know, fear of, oh god, what the hell is that? I've only got like 5 bullets and a knife, and you have to run from it, and he's chasing you and everything, and then you finally sort of lose him, and then you go into the warehouse and there's Dario, and then, you know, sort of elaborate on, and then it continues from there, and then, you know, obviously you meet Carlos and everything, but it would have been nice for them to elaborate on Uptown a bit and sort of make it feel more involving for the first part. I know, like, games like to elaborate on the story and tell people, you know, this is what's going on, there's an apocalypse in the city, the zombies are here and everything, but it would have been nice to sort of elaborate on that a bit, which I personally think, sort of just spitballing the idea of, like, you know, Nemesis killing Brad at the bar and everything, it would have just been a little a little nice sort of throwback to, you know, I don't know, Brad sort of barricading the door or trying to fend off Nemesis with his handgun, and then, you know, telling Jill to run for it and then potentially getting killed by Nemesis. I think that would have been a much better way to send Brad off, seeing as he was, as people say, a chicken in the first game, sort of leaving them there, flying off, and then sort of redeemed herself at the end with the rocket launcher and that, and rescuing them, obviously. It would have been nice to sort of have Brad more involved and gotten to know Brad a bit more with the whole story and everything. But yeah, that's just my idea of what they could have done with Uptown, because it did feel like it was, oh, we're in Jill's apartment, okay, we've broken out, okay, we're not really going to explore Uptown, so we're just going to throw you in downtown, which is just a small section of the city. It would have been, I think it would have been cool to have something like that. But yeah, I just felt Uptown was a bit, you know, rushed, as people say and whatever. Downtown, which is where I'm running around now, I think downtown is a good portion of the city. You know, you got the sort of, I wouldn't say shopping center, I would say more of like an avenue of like, you know, toy shop, restaurant, corner shop, donut shop. You know, it sort of feels like a downtown area. But I would have liked to of the city, you know, because it sort of felt like, oh, we're in like a main street, main avenue sort of place. Oh wait, look, we're straight away to the substation. It would have been nice to have a little bit more, not have everything sort of cramped in like the original. I know I'm going to keep comparing it to the original, but that's sort of what they went off. You know, just have us explore a little bit of the city and, you know, town hall, or, you know, the park, or just something, because I think a park in this sort of graphics and that, it would have been nice to have, like, you know, dogs in the park along with the zombies, and, you know, just have something just to give us a little bit more of, it's not open world, because Resi's not really been an open world, but it is sort of like a semi-open world, you know, where we can explore like houses and apartments and that, but obviously not too big where we're like, okay, we're getting distracted, we don't really know where to go, but sort of have something like that where it would have felt like more like a city. But yeah, I sort of felt like it went from uptown, downtown, and for me personally, uptown, downtown, sewers, train, hospital, facility, which it was, but it felt so like rushed and very linear, where even if they didn't elaborate on the uptown or downtown, they could have had it where, you know, we explored the clock tower, because they knew the clock tower went back to sort of the mansion, and it felt like the mansion. It was creepy, it was dark, it was dank, and you had the spiders or Jane Demos crawling around there, and it felt like, you know, it was a refuge for people to go. It was big, it felt safe, you could lock it down, but then it was overrun by BOWs. But in the remake, it was sort of just like, oh, here, look, here's how good the clock tower looks. Yeah, you're not going to explore it, you're just going to have a fight in the beginning and not have anything to do with the clock tower at all. And to me, it felt like Capcom was just going, ha, fuck you guys, we're not going to give you what you want. And I don't know, it felt like Capcom doesn't love this game as much as the fans do. Because if you look at the Resi 2 remake, you look at that, they done everything sort of as it was. You had the police station, the sewers, leading into the umbrella facility and everything, and it felt like Resi 2, but just new. Where this, it felt like they went into a whole new direction. We had similar locations, but we could never explore them, and, you know, it just, I don't know, something just feels off with this. But with the locations we did get and what we were able to explore, I do love it. You know, it's all the odd locations, we feel familiar, but they're also new. And you know, it feels like, again, a part of the city and not just like clumped together alleyways. But yeah, it's the clock tower is sort of just like a middle finger to go, hey guys, you're gonna explore the clock tower. Ha, lol, no you're not. Which, again, middle finger, thanks Capcom. But yeah, that's sort of like what I think they should have elaborated on, or sort of like right now where I am, you know, the Drain Dumos are here, this is the nest. It would have been nice to sort of have an introduction to them where, I don't know, Jill sees one scamper off to like down an alleyway back to the nest, and her sort of go, what the fuck was that? And then, you know, have you where you fight some, and you know, you sort of learn that, okay, green herbs, get rid of them if they do, you know, lay their young in you or whatever they do. But again, it just felt like, oh, you want these enemies back? Cool, we got you, but they're only going to be in this section of the game. It was sort of just like, well, wouldn't they really be going around trying to reproduce around the city? Not just have it where, oh, here's a nest, you're not going to see any of them outside the nest. But again, it's nice to have a new type of enemy or an enemy revamped, and we have to deal with them in a new way with the new controls and everything. But yeah, I've been on my notes and I've seen someone spoke in the chat. You sound so different. How do I sound different, Keenan? Yeah, but sort of an open world, but semi-open world, where it's still linear, but you can explore more of it. Like with this cutscene, it was amazing to sort of see what they are capable of doing and everything. It just felt amazing. But it was amazing to have like the Dream Dumos come back and, you know, not cut them out like they did with the fucking tarantulas. Give us the tarantulas. But yeah, it's just another gimmick of like, oh hey, here's a popular enemy that people like. Psych, you're not gonna get it. Well, you're gonna get it, but only in one section. But it would have been nice to have them like in the original, crawling around the city, and you know, even though in certain parts, it still felt like, oh okay, they're able to run around and, you know, pose a threat to Jill outside the substation. And of course the Cerberus make a return, but like in one section of them just running at Jill down that alleyway leading up to the substation, it just felt like, oh, the Cerberus are a staple. Here, just throw two of them down the alley. There you go. You can't moan. But I just don't know. They seem to have like just plopped the enemies in from the original just in locations and never had them fully explore the city, or you know, what, people in the city only had two dogs, or the police station only had the dogs in the station. It doesn't feel like we're actually, like, it feels like we're in a city, but it doesn't. It feels just like, oh, there's zombies. Okay, there's no other threats to Jill or the civilians like BOWs or anything. Which again, it would have been cool to have Jill take on all these enemies around the city, sort of have a mixture of like zombies, the parasites, and zombie dogs. Obviously not all together, but you know, feel like it was like a treacherous last escape. And that, but you know, it is what it is. The RPD made a return, but Jill didn't go there. Carlos did, which I feel like... Do you have the PS5? No, I don't. I'm not getting it anytime soon, to be honest. But yeah, it would have been cool if Jill actually went back to the city, you know, try and survive and try and find like more of her comrades or police officers to help her out, instead of Carlos going there just to look for Nathaniel Bard. You know, it's just... At least we got it. At least we got it, which is cool. With the Hive, it felt like in Resi 2 Remake, the Hive felt like you were exploring it, and you know, you were doing all these things around there to, you know, get a vaccine for Sherry and, you know, sort of escape and get the virus to prove that Umbrella was responsible for the zombie outbreak of Raccoon City and everything. What was that? Draindimus. Big fuck off thing. But yeah, it just... I lost my train of thought. But yeah, at least we got it, and you know, at least we got the enemies that were in Resi 3. But yeah, there was no puzzles in this game. There were the only puzzle I can think of is, well, the only two I can think of is synthesizing the vaccine and getting the train route sorted, which was sort of just like, hey, you need to get the train route sorted. Here's a fuck off poster saying, you know, this is where we need to go. These are the initials of the places and the numbers of the tracks. Just put them in. Like, there was no puzzle element to them. The gem puzzle for the clock, that was just put in for collectibles and not, you know, oh, you need to find the gems to actually get to a part of the city that is locked off, which, again, in an apocalypse, if they're actually going to lock off parts of the city, I think, you know, the clock puzzle actually felt like, okay, we need to go find these and actually advance through the city so we can get on with the story, but it was just put down to find 3 gems, oh wait, you're just going to get collectibles like extra inventory and... Thanks, ma'am. Extra inventory and gun parts and a grenade. Which kind of sucks. But you know, I just wish there was more of a puzzle, and you know, the city was run by Umbrella, so to get to where you need to go and sort of, you know, just have it random like the original. Like, why the hell do I need to give the mayor a compass to get a battery for the power station? Like, it was sort of random, but there was also that sort of sense of, oh, okay, this place is run by Umbrella. Of course, they're just gonna put things around the city that we need in random places. And also, I didn't really feel like there was much backtracking, which Resi is known for, you know. Oh, you need this? Okay, well, the item's on the other side of the place, go get it, and all that stuff. Like, it just all felt linear. But it would have been cool to have, like, puzzles around the city to, you know, get into, I don't know, buildings or a room to be like, oh cool, like I actually accomplished something instead of just finding bolt cutters or a picklock to do everything. It just sort of felt, again, rushed. Yeah, for the sort of locations and that's all I really have to say. But gameplay-wise, Resi 3 it feels like an over-the-shoulder Resi game. Of course, with added elements of... Ow, ow, ow. Ow. Thanks, man. You know, of the dodge mechanic making a return, which feels amazing to pull off. And, you know, dodge enemies and have sort of like the perfect dodge roll to sort of have that adrenaline boost of, I can pump more bullets into an enemy and they'll do more damage. It felt so amazing to pull them off. And, you know, none of the weapons felt like it was just there because it was there. They felt like they all had... Sorry, they all had like a reason to be there, like the shotgun to take out massive hordes or to one-shot the drain demos. The pistol was there for, you know, just taking out, well, for picking off enemies and, you know, they all felt like they had a part in it. Why can't I shoot? Okay, thank you, Jill. Instead of just going, oh, here's a shotgun, have fun. Oh, here's a grenade launcher, have fun. I did, like, even the knife, like, the amount of times I run around with a knife in this game just because it's so satisfying to use, you know, the normal stab or the backstep stab to, like, I recently, like, found out if you press down and left while pressing the attack button with the knife, she'll do, like, this backward stab thing, and, like, even with the normal knife, and not just the hot dogger, which is the unlockable knife, oh, thanks, man. It felt good because it stopped the zombies in the track, giving you time to stun them and move back to get, you know, your footing or your bearings and everything. It felt amazing to use the knife, and especially when you pull off a perfect dodge. You know, Jill does, like, the dodge, and then she'll home in and do this upward slash that would make Jill look like a badass, but also, you know, do tons of damage to an enemy, well, zombie and nemesis, because using the knife on any other enemy sort of felt like you were slapping them with a piece of paper. I like the fact that the grenade launcher also got mine rounds. The game's running smoothly. Sweet. I know the game. That performance issues are never a thing with this game. But yeah, I did like the fact that the grenade launcher also had
Carlos, it's me.
mines in it as well, so it felt like it was capable of doing more than just freeze, acid, and explosive. RIP freeze rounds, you're not in the remakes. Which sucks. I did find myself, though, having so many flame rounds and explosives that I never really found a purpose for acid. And I know, you know, acids are meant for, like, hunters to take down their hardened shell so you can actually get that to their weak spot easier, but I just didn't find the point in using them, because the shotgun with the hunters always, you know, did the trick. 2 shots and they were pretty much dead on any difficulty, which made the acid rounds obsolete, in my opinion. Apart from the Nemesis fights, which they did massive amounts of damage over time. Yeah, I did miss the freeze rounds. It would have been cool to like have the freeze round sort of freeze Nemesis in place for a short period of time, or completely freeze zombies, so then you could run up and knife them and, you know, sort of have them shatter or something cool like that. But with the remake, obviously the original, you would fight Nemesis and you would have, you know, parts of guns sort of fall from Nemesis in these cases, like the Eagle 0.5 or 5.0, which is basically an enhanced handgun with more damage, better reload speed, and a chance of a critical headshot. Then you would have the Western shotgun that would completely decimate enemies. You know, sort of an overpowered shotgun, pretty much. And then it would go on to, you know, healing items, so like the first aid packs, and then eventually it would go to, you know, you defeat them for the last final time before like the scripted ones. You would either get an assault rifle, which was awesome, or you'd get unlimited bullets for one of your guns, and, you know, everyone usually chose, oh, I'm going to use the Magnum because it's overpowered. Not me, I used it always on the handgun. But, you know, they sort of cut that out due to, I don't know why, and just gave your standard pistol attachments, which I didn't really feel like they did much, apart from the extended mags, which gave you more bullets. The muzzle attachment for the standard handgun did feel like it did help with critical headshots and stability and recoil of the gun. The sights on the gun didn't really feel like they did much. I feel like they could have done with like the laser sight from Remake 2, where, you know, there's no bloom or anything, the bullets will hit where the bullets hit. I feel like that would have been nice to see, apart from like, for the assault rifle, yeah, I don't mind. The sight was just blocky, and, you know, I never really picked it up myself because it just never really felt like it did anything for the handgun, unless I'm just stupid. But it would have been nice to have, like, you know, oh, you've got a part for a gun, oh, defeat Nemesis again, you'll get a stronger weapon. It would have been cool to have sort of those aspects come back. With the ammo, yeah, they introduced mixing ammo in Resi 7 and that, and, you know, it works and everything. But it sort of felt like, okay, you're just mixing ammo together. Where are you getting the bullets? Like the bullet casings for the ammo. And, you know, in the unlockables and that, you sort of can get the reloading tool, but it's not really used for its potential. It's literally just, oh, you just get more ammo. If you're holding... Oh shit, hi Nem. If you're holding it in your inventory and you mix the ammo, it, oh, thanks, Nem. Oh, you know, it's sort of just like, oh, here's just more ammo. And that, it would have been cool to have it, like, at least if you used you know, the reloading tool more and more, it would have been like just have it in the main game itself instead of it being an unlockable. The more and more you used it to make ammo, the more and more, you know, Jill learned, like in the original, and she could make enhanced ammo, you know, for the shotgun or the handgun, and sort of make more, and use it with the grenade launcher to make like more powerful grenades and stuff. Like, just, I don't know, have it where like the flame rounds would, instead of just exploding and everyone would be on fire, it would be like a napalm sort of effect where the fire spread along the floor, and if zombies stepped in it, they would actually like catch on fire and deal damage. You know, something just cool like that, like the original did. But yeah, it sucked to see that we didn't really get the well, quote unquote, secret weapons from defeating Nemesis and just weapon parts. I didn't really feel obligated to defeat Nemesis in this game, because I knew I wouldn't be getting what I did from the original. But Nemesis is fun to fight and go up against, and that, you know, I see him as his own little puzzle, seeing what moves he does, and, you know, everything. Nemesis himself, never really pursued Jill. Like, he never just randomly dropped in and was like, hey, here I am, just trying to figure out this puzzle, or, you know, do this thing. I'm here. He always felt scripted and was like, okay, cool, I've done this. Yeah, he's coming now, you know.
Nice job, Super Cop. I'm impressed.
It never felt like... Oh, thanks. Thanks. I want this first aid spray. I want to die because of it. You know, it never really felt like he was pursuing Jill, and very scripted on where he was coming and everything. And like this part right now, yeah, cool, he's chasing Jill, she's got to escape him, you know, and you have to sort of counter him so you can actually escape. It was cool to have him like chase you in like a very like cramped place and that, but especially with this like sort of Nemesis chase, once you get down into the sewers, and I agree with Sphere Hunter, it like she locks this door with this what's it called, this wheel that like is an industrial like door with this, like, it's an industrial door to keep people out, obviously. It felt like you were just like locking Nemesis out of the area that you were going into, and sort of, you know, bye Nemesis, you're not able to come in here now, where, you know, that's not what he is. He finds a way to get to Jill and, you know, to chase her and potentially kill her like he's supposed to, but in this one he just didn't really feel like Nemesis. I loved his first form. I loved his second and third form. I think they were amazing, and they went off into a different direction with him, which, again, loved it. But it would have been nice to sort of have him where, when you're fighting him, you could break off parts of his armor, which you do, but then have it like, if you completely break off one of his arms or destroy his arms, you know, more tentacles come out and you can do more moves and everything to give him more of like, oh shit, I'm in trouble, I shouldn't have fought him, but yay, I fought him and got like something from it. Sort of have a good and bad thing for defeating Nemesis. My favourite enemies in this game, the the hunter gammas. Yeah, with the hunter gammas, I feel like their new design is amazing. They look threatening, and you know, they're just not like the original. They felt like they were made from frogs, and you know, they looked it. And this one, they just look fucking grotesque. You know, they're more deadly. They'll chase you. You can only sort of hurt them if their mouth is showing, which means you have to get close enough to get them to show their mouth, but then also be far away enough for your shotgun to do damage. Along with the grenade launcher, the flame rounds, again, had a purpose for the gammas, that then sort of, you know, oh, it's another gimmick that they just use on one enemy. Like, I don't know, it's just amazing potential, and that, you know, but it's just another thing that sort of fell through for me, personally. Okay, so I've gone through the locations and what I think, and the pacing. I've gone through the guns and sort of lack of puzzles and everything. I would like to say as well, like, it honestly felt like we got the guns, like the shotgun and grenade launcher, rather quick. And I know, like, in the original, yeah, you're going around with a pistol, then you get the shotgun straight away. But, you know, it was sort of told the story of, you know, this police officer was down here fending off all these zombies, and he got overrun, and his only line of defense was the shotgun. So, you know, you take his shotgun. And I think, for here, I think it would have been cool to have it like Jill with her pistol and knife up until this point, and then once you figure out that, oh, shooting the leg shows its shooting the leg shows parts of its mouth to kill it, which, you know, would have been a bit more challenging. And then you come down here, especially with the note you find, he says like he's got a shotgun, and you know, his weak point, the gamma's weak points are its mouth, and shooting it with a shotgun does hurt it and potentially kill it if you're able to do so. It would have been cool to, instead of having ammo for the shotgun, it would have been cool to like have the shotgun here, and you find it here, and then you're like, okay, now I have now I can take on the gammas with a bit more ease, and then, you know, have it where at the clock tower, you have the grenade launcher there, in the arena where you're fighting Nemesis, and, you know, you're like, oh, I need something to get him off the walls. Oh wait, there's a grenade launcher and mine rounds, you know, sort of have it where there was a massive battle, and, you know, they obviously got overrun and someone dropped or left a grenade launcher in the case. It would have been cool to have those things sort of like tell a story, instead of it just being, oh, there's just a random grenade launcher in the sewers. Oh look, there's a shotgun just randomly in a locked up case that's in the subway company offices. It sort of just felt like they randomly placed them there to be like, yep, cool, you get this now. There was no like, cool, I sort of figured out a puzzle to like like in the, okay, sorry, I'm gonna keep mentioning the original, but like in the original, when you get to the power plant, it's sort of just like, okay, there's two doors here, I know the fuse is in one of these, but what's in the other one? So you take your time to unlock the other one, and then, you know, you open a cupboard and there's a revolver, and you're like, okay, so for figuring out a puzzle that I really didn't need to, but I wanted to. I got a gun out of it. Sweet. You know, it was sort of like rewarding you for thinking out the box. Oh, hi. Get it. But yeah, it's just, the gun placement on this just felt weird. And it's like, the first time I played through this, I think I actually missed the grenade launcher. And then all of a sudden, where the clock tower was, when you're about to go up the ladder to go on the bridge, it gave me the grenade launcher there. I was like, oh, so this is where it is. And then I played through it again. I was like, wait, I actually missed the grenade launcher the first time? Like, okay, what? Okay, fair enough, but it still gave me the grenade launcher. Which I felt like, yeah, okay, you needed it for the fight, but like, if you didn't have it, you were screwed. You were just going in there with shotgun and handgun. But, yeah, I just, placements of the weapons just felt very, you know, drain demos are weak to shotguns, they take one shot. Have a shotgun. Or the gammas are weak to flame rounds. Have a grenade launcher and, like, flame rounds already loaded into it so you know. You know, there wasn't any, like, challenge in this game. Like, especially on, like, standard and hardcore. Well, no, standard and, yeah, hardcore. I didn't feel like hardcore was any more of a challenge than standard myself. I felt the game very easy. Apart from the final fight in Nightmare and Inferno. The final fight for Nemesis in those modes can eat a bag of dicks. It's so unfair. If you, like, even for me, even with like the field combat manual, which helps you perform perfect dodges more easily, even with that and the defense coins and recovery coins, I still felt like the final boss is a bit unfair, especially when he can, you know, do the it's not really a ground pound move, but it's like where he tries to slap Jill from above. Especially when he can do them in quick succession, meaning that you're going to have to do perfect dodges up to 9 times. You know, and yeah, it's a challenge, yeah, it's hard difficulty, but Jesus, there's difficulty spikes, and then there's just plain right unfair. You know, it felt unfair, especially for the little room you got. But I mean, pulling it off without the combat manual, I've never tried, and I will probably try it, but I just don't think it would be fair. You know, talking about boss fights, like taking Nemesis on in the second form in the clock tower and the acid pit, doing that on standard and hardcore, not a problem. You know, the camera, well, it was challenging, but it felt easy. But you know, I know they were challenging and they were difficult, and yeah, I did die a few times, but that was mainly because of the camera. You know, many people have said this to Capcom and said to them, you know, can you please fix this and everything, and they just haven't. In 8 months this game's been out, there's been no patches to fix it. And if you don't know about the camera thing, or you never really had it happen, the camera goes from, you know, having Jill be in view and have it sort of close up to being completely close up to where Jill's face is pretty much the only thing on sight, and you can't really see anything around you or that. And especially when Nemesis is in your face in those forms, like, you can't really see when he's going to attack you, or, you know, when where you need to move or where you are, because the camera's so close. It does get a tad unfair.
You can use weapons?
Oh yeah, by the way, I found this I don't know if this is hidden, but I've never seen anyone go in here. This is a little safe room that I never knew, because, you know, this is parts of chase scene, and I never expected them to have a same room in a chase scene. Again, I've just locked Nemesis out and can stay here for however long I want. It's only until I go into a certain place does he go, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be chasing you. Coming. But, yeah, the camera on this game sometimes can be a pain in the arse. You know, it's very unforgiving, especially in those boss fights. It just didn't feel fair, to be fair. It didn't feel fair, to be honest, and, you know, it does need to be fixed. And it does need to be sorted and everything, but yeah, it's been 8 months and I don't feel like we're going to be getting a fix anytime soon. Give me 2 seconds, I just need to go to the toilet and I'll be back for some more bitching and moaning. Sorry about that loud crash. I you know, just dropped my phone. Where were we? Yeah, just the camera on those fights need to be a little bit pulled back or something. Like, I've even seen people complaining to Capcom about it and everything. And there's just been no patches or anything. Like, there has been a few, and it's like bug fixes, but it's not the bugs that people are talking about, like the camera, or, you know, especially in those boss fights that are getting fixed. And to be honest, you know, I don't feel like Capcom is going to fix this game the way it needs to be fixed, or, you know, give us extra content. Which it fucking sucks, dude, because, like, I was waiting for this game since RE2 Remake. I knew they were doing a 3. They couldn't have not done a 3. But, you know, people were giving them ideas like, you know, have Jill have more PTSD nightmares of, you know, her being back in the mansion, or, you know, sort of have it where, I don't know, there's just more PTSD and everything. Like, it would have been cool, like, just to have more of something, like, explore the PTSD and everything, and just envelop on that. Oh, develop on that and stuff. But it's sort of like, oh yeah, she has PTSD and she thinks, you know, she's infected or doesn't want to get infected, and she's having these nightmares. Okay, anyway, back on. Like, there was no, like, it would have been cool if, like, she saw Nemesis, and then, like, it sort of had a quick flashback to her being in, like, it would have been nice if they, like, did it where, like, it flashback to where, like, she's in the underground facility, you know, looking at Tyrant, and it would have flashed there and quickly flash back, so like it sort of played on the PTSD. But even if they used it where like it was the old graphics to pay homage to like not the 1996 one, but like the remake of one, it would have been nice if like it had flashbacks of like from that game, or even if they actually did a full render of it to where we could see Tyrant in nowadays graphics, which would have been cool. But yeah, there's nothing really new. Like, nothing really came of her PTSD. I know she had the nightmare in the hospital after Carlos rescued her and everything, but like there was just nothing apart from that. But yeah, with like me saying that they're not fixing the game or, you know, adding any additional content, Capcom have actually released a statement saying Resident Evil 3 Remake is a finished product and they're not gonna, you know, do anything more with it, which honestly sucks because RE2 had all these fun side games like Lost Survivors and, you know, Fourth Survivor and Tofu, where it would have been nice to have like a new section of like Raccoon City to run through as the UBCS and have mercenaries come back, you know, or have it where, I don't know, just some more cool like side games or something, or even like patch in a bit where we could, or like have like what would be a really cool idea is have like a side game or mini game where it's like called Jill's Nightmare, and like what, like you see her get infected and pass out, and as she passes out, like we in the manhwa, is it manhwa or manga? I don't know, people say it manhwa. Anyway, in the manga or manhwa, have it where, you know, we're playing as Jill in her Stars outfit, you know, with Barry and Chris and Rebecca. Obviously, if, well, with Barry and that, make an appearance and be, you like, have her exploring the mansion once more and her knowing that, you know, she's not actually there, and have a bit like, I don't know, exploring the mansion and trying to like have like Yarn and Hunters and Tyrant like show up and then vanish, sort of like a paranormal sort of thing where the virus is like sort of like you're having flashbacks of, you know, when you're back at the mansion, and have her sort of like know that it's not real but make it, she knows that it feels real, and sort of have it where like you have to escape the mansion through the back doors or something to get like sort of fight the virus and that, to make, you know, it just feel a bit more like, okay, this is what Jill's going through while fighting the virus. She's not just unconscious, this is what's going on in her mind. You know, the virus is fucking with her perception of reality. You know, something like that, like a cool little side game or something, like extra little bit of content would have been fucking amazing just to explore and have some more of this game, you know. But, you know, Capcom just went, fuck it, they get what they're given, and, you know, it sort of just felt, again, like they just didn't give a fuck about Resi 3. Which kind of blows, to be honest. I know you're gonna dodge it if I shoot, so I'm just gonna do that and then go. He still dodged. Wait, what? Oh, for fuck's sake. But yeah, like, just some more mini games or something would have been cool. But, you know, it sort of felt like they went, oh, here's Resi 3. Oh, by the way, we've been working on this game for a couple of years now, and, yeah, here's Resistance, our main focus. So, you know, we just want to capitalize on the online multiplayer and, you know, microtransactions just to make money. And oh yeah, Resi 3 said just so we can sell Resistance a bit more, which I felt like, you know, I sort of wanted Resi 3, and you know, they did the whole bundle of you're gonna get Resistance as well, and you know, I didn't want to have to fork out like £40 for Resistance and Resi 3. I would have preferred it to fork out 25 just for 3. You know, because I played Resistance in this beta, and I played a bit of the actual finished game, and you know, I wasn't happy and I didn't like it. And it's just, again, it just feels like they're capitalizing on money and, you know, doing what every other main game company is doing, just going, oh, we want your money, nothing else. Which, again, fucking sucks. Like, yeah, I know people that are huge fans of Resistance, and other people are just like, it was its main, Capcom's main focus this whole time. Which I honestly personally feel like it was. But, you know, along with content and, you know, DLC, it costumes and outfits for Jill. You know, we got the default, which is the one I'm wearing now. We got the Stars outfit, which looks amazing in these graphics. And then we got the quote-unquote classic. I know it's stupid, and I've bitched and moaned about it before, but the classic outfit is, as they say when you see it, well, as we saw it, it wasn't the classic. They said it was inspired by the classic. And yeah, it gives off the classic vibe, but, you know, censorship and everything won, of course, and we got, you know, a skirt instead of a skirt, and, you know, the tube top wasn't as tight as it was in the original, and, you know, we didn't get the classic green straps from Carlos, you know, sort of go, okay, Jill, you're not just running around with, you know, the pockets on your shirt and, you know, the makeshift holster of a shirt. Like, you're actually going to get some, you know, garbs to give you more inventory space and things to hold. You know, it was just, like, okay, for the default outfit, I don't mind the, shoulder holsters. Like, it fits the character and the outfit really well. Go away. But I just feel like on the classic outfit, they just threw it on there because honestly, I don't know why. You know, they could have given us the classic around the waist, over the shoulder straps, you know, and taking off the elbow pad support thing. I don't even know what it is. You know, and giving us the skirt, you know, even if, like, they gave us the skirt, but instead of just, like, having it, like, where it was straight up, hey, you're gonna see Jill's panties, like, have it where, like, it sort of was like a, not like, like Claire's, like, shorts from her original 2 outfit, where it was like the black skin tight shorts, so if you did get any camera angles that was showing upskirt shots, you know, you wouldn't have seen any panties or whatever, you know, it would have just been these black shorts that you would have seen, which would have censored it quite well, but also given us the outfit that we actually wanted. But you know, we got the classic outfit, which didn't really feel like the classic outfit. I don't know, that's a stupid thing to bitch and moan about, and people are gonna probably roll their eyes while watching this or whatever, but you know, when you have such a staple outfit such as Jill's Resi 3 outfit, you can't not put it in the remake or change it, but obviously change it in good ways, you know. But
Didn't know quite what to expect.
No shit.
you know, and plus with outfits, they've got all these outfits for Jill in Resistance. I don't think it would take that long and, you know, cost that much just to you know, sort of give us the resistant, like some of the Resistance outfits into the main game, you know, to make it feel, you know, oh, Jill's running around like, you know, in a pirate outfit. Lol, that's actually quite funny, you know, or like, as everyone kept calling it on Twitter, the Retribution outfit, sort of the Alice Retribution outfit from the film. Give us that, because everyone loved it, but they just haven't, and it just goes to show that they don't really care about the game and the content that comes with the game and the fans of Resi 3. You know, I know people probably aren't going to watch this because it's me ranting and raving and bitching about the game, but you know, I'm also giving parts that I did like about the game. So yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just, I don't know, it would be nice if this game got some more love, or had some parts added into the game to make the game more fleshed out and whatever. Ow, get off! But yeah, I honestly think this is what we've got, and this is what's gonna stay, which honestly sucks, to be honest. It's like the outfit with Carlos. I love his new design, I love his outfit, and like just the new way that they sort of remodeled him and remade him. I love it. But you know, it would have been nice to have, like, instead of just Carlos quote unquote classic hair, they would have given him his whole entire classic attire, you know, instead of just a hair remodel, which doesn't really work with his new outfit. And to be honest, the classic hair's kind of ugly. You know, giving him some more like outfit, sort of like a casual outfit, so we see what Carlos likes to wear on a day-to-day basis, and you know, I don't know, it's just something that I would have. Oh fuck's sake! I wanna die! I wanna die! I wanna die! Oh fuck off! But you know, it is what it is. Also talking about Nemesis, why is it his rocket launcher only comes back for a on-rail chase scene and we never see it again? It would have been cool for him to actually chase us around the city with the rocket launcher, having to dodge him, the rockets and zombies, you know, and destroying parts of buildings and potentially shooting, you know, rubble in the way of some areas, so then we had to find a second route around, or, you know, have, I don't know, just something would have been cool with his rocket launcher and that. And it, again, it, well, not again, but it would have been nice to see him transform like we did William Birkin, you know, because in this one he sort of normal Nemesis. Then he falls into water, and now all of a sudden he's this massive giant dog thing. You know, which it's kind of weird to all of a sudden go from humanoid Nemesis to dog Nemesis. It's sort of just like they didn't care about the game or any of what it entailed. Like, at least with the original, you know, we had the fight at the clock tower, and then he sort of stumbled into the fire and his cloak got burnt, and so did he, and then that's why his arms had more tentacles and he could do new moves and everything. You know, it would have been cool to have, like, seen it and a reason why he transformed instead of just, oh, he's on fire? Okay. Yeah, now he's just a dog.
You okay?
A dog version of Nemesis.
Go!
But, you know, as I said, it is what it is. I would just have liked it to be more puzzles and expanded on more areas and everything. But I would admit I do like this game, and it is a somewhat good remake for what it is. But
Carlos, I know
just,
we didn't get off to a great start.
I don't know, it's just,
Hey, you saved my ass first.
they say it's a finished
Hell of a lot braver than me.
game and people are not happy and that, and
Well, what matters is that we
again,
put
it just
everyone
feels
else
like
in.
2 and Resistance was the main focus, and, you know, they didn't really give a flying fuck about 3, to be fair. And that sucks to know, really. I mean, the unlockables are amazing. Extra inventory space. You've got the unlimited assault rifle, which makes its return. You know, the unlimited rocket launcher, the defense items, recovery, assault coins, the manual, which is a callback to the original, which told you like how to sort of play the games and everything. To be an actual item that actually helps you and stuff, and to see it was actually created by Chris Redfield was a nice callback.
Now there be new orders.
You know, the new weapons like the hot
If it means I
dogger
can help save the city,
and
it's fine
the
by me.
what is it called? I can't see it at the moment. The new Umbrella prototype weapon, which is a one-hit kill for weak spots. Like, you know, new content and weapons like that was amazing to see. But again, it just, it didn't help with the game and everything. But yeah, moving on from content and
This isn't the last
cut
fire in
content and
town.
stuff, the characters of Resi 3
Alright, you're going ahead.
felt
I'm not gonna die.
better than ever. Jill had a new,
Okay.
you know, is sassier than ever. She's level-headed. She knows how to deal with these things. You know, in one part she says to Tyrell, who says to Jill that Carlos is the professional. She looks at him and goes, "So am I." Like, to sort of show us, like, you know, she knows what she's doing and she's been through this stuff before in the mansion. You know, Carlos is flirty, but then also cares a lot about Jill and respects her, that she stars, and, you know, he possibly knows that she's been through the mansion incident and she can hold her own. You know, he keeps telling her, you know, you're tough as nails and everything. And he also sees her as a partner from the offset, and she's sort of reluctant to work with them because, you know, they're Umbrella, and Umbrella's the one that are responsible for the whole outbreak and that. You know, so it was a nice to see, like, she didn't trust them straight away, and that it was sort of like a, I'm gonna work with you for, and that, you know, he respected that, and you know, he was like, whoa, I don't know what's going on. I love this. Oh, I love that. You know, it was sort of just, she respects her and what she went through and everything, and understands why she doesn't trust them, and sort of realizes at the hospital, oh shit, Jill was right, but she still trusted her, and he got angry and was like, fuck, she didn't need to trust us or work with us, but she did. You know, so even if it was her own reasons or selfish reasons, she still helped with the civilians and that. Mikhail, again, well, no, why do I keep saying that again? Mikhail was more of a fleshed out character and, you know, knew who Jill was and, you know, knew she was stars and, you know, she was capable of helping herself, hence why he said, this is why we need your help, you know. He knew who she was and everything, probably her backstory and that, hence why he said to her, you know, can we have your help, you know, can we have you on board with our team, you know. And Tyrell, oh, I love Tyrell in this. His character seems more fleshed out. He's not just, you know, there 1 minute and gone the next. It's like he actually helps Jill out, and you know, he's sort of like the whiz tech and, you know, the hacker of the group and stuff. I just love Tyrell. Nikolai, again, he's just the cheesy bad guy, you know, stereotypical Russian bad guy, and
Somebody didn't have time to put his booze on.
well, Leon's not here yet, dude, so chill. But yeah, it's just, the whole cast just felt so great and felt like actual people instead of, you know, oh, we're here to do a job, okay, we're cookie cutter mercenaries and that, which I love. So, but it would have been nice, like, Jill, when she talks to Carlo, she tells him, like, fuck you, and, you know, all this stuff, and he's sort of, like, slightly flirting. She's like, oh, fuck you. And she's like, I know what a radio is, I'm not dumb, and, you know, all this stuff, and it would have been nice to have her retaliate towards Nikolai and not feel so threatened and, you know, oh, big scary dude said this to me, I can't say anything back because I'm a woman and all that. Like, it would have been so much cooler to have her sort of, when we get back to the subway station, Nikolai's like, you know, she'll get you killed, you know, doesn't know how to pull the trigger when it counts and that. It would have been amazing if she went, oh, just like you did to one of your teammates, and then have it go, wait, what? And have him go, you know, have Nikolai retaliate and go, she doesn't know what she's talking about. I had to kill Murphy because might have been. You know, you're just out here killing everyone because of the sake of it, and have them sort of have this whole argument or like little spat between them to make Jill sort of go, you ain't pulling the wool over my eyes this time, you know. And especially in the garage where he was like, we don't need a bleeding heart like you getting in the way, or, you know, like sort of talking down to her. It would have been so cool to have her sort of go, I know what I'm doing, I've been through this before, don't tell me what to do, you know, sort of like, don't undermine me, I'm more than capable of taking care of myself. But, you know, every time he spoke to her or spoke down to her, it was more or less just evil looks, or, you know, she wouldn't say anything back.
What the hell was that thing?
You know, and it sort of just felt like, oh, Jill's just allowing him to, you know, they just sort of went, oh, Jill sort of has no
Didn't stick around.
backbone or whatever to you know, stick up for herself, which would have been amazing to see.
Here we go.
But again, it would have been cool to see, but I doubt we'll actually get it. Oh, and that. But yeah, I just love the whole cast in here. Even Nikolai, he's an evil bastard. But oh shit, I went to, okay, I went to go dodge. Cool. I didn't really like, I like the fact, like, yeah, he's macho and he punches things, but like, really, being able to punch hunters and lickers when they're supposed to be terrifying sort of makes them obsolete, in a way. Well, not obsolete, but sort of makes Carlos either way too strong or just, you know, because I doubt anyone would actually be able to punch the lickers or hunters or whatever. But you know, it's cool to see Carlos being able to like single-handedly knock over these massive BOWs single-handedly, literally. But yeah, it would just have been nice to have more content or more DLC or something for this game, sort of flesh it out some more. But as Capcom said, it's a finished product, and you know, there's not going to be any more of this game in development, which is sad to see. But you know, at least we got an up-to-date Resi 3, and you know, we can't complain. We got to see Nemesis again and everything, even though he wasn't as threatening. But yeah, it's just, this game just felt so rushed and so compact in a way. It felt more like the Apocalypse story, Resident Evil Apocalypse. It felt like they went off that more than the original, which I know is a weird comparison, but you know, that's just how I feel. And yeah, just I'm happy with this game, but overall I'm not. And also, like, with, like, the challenges and that, like, that we got in Resi 2 Remake, so if we go through them, like, you get the ones like escape Jill's apartment, you know, escape Uptown Raccoon City, defeat Nemesis on the rooftop, and all that. Yeah, they're things you already do in the story and that, which is nice because you don't get many like points for it, but you get some and they all do rack up. And that, and then like we get down to like the ones where it's like defeat 80 enemies with the handgun, 200, and that. The 200 one I think I did on my second playthrough. The shotgun I did on my third playthrough of this game. Yeah, I deleted all my data because I wanted something to do, so I'm just doing it all again. The grenade launcher one, it's like I've done standard, hardcore, nightmare, and now I'm on Inferno, and I still haven't done the second one. The Magnum, I've only just done the first one. The assault rifle, like 400 enemies with the assault rifle. Like, there's not even that many enemies in the whole game, so, you know, having to get these rewards and get the, like, upgradable weapons, you're gonna have to play through this game several times. Like, you know, the, making a dent well, the necessary violence I did on my second, because there's only like 200 and something enemies in the whole game. And, you know, I'm only just on 1,313 on my fourth playthrough. You know, and they expect me to kill 2,000 enemies. Like, the way I did this the first time I did this was just unlimited assault rifle and pistol, and just kept replaying the part where you play as Carlos defending Jill and Tyrell. You know, just kept doing it over and over, and I did it at least 10 times to get these challenges done, so I could, you know, do, well, so I could play with the new unlockable weapons. You know, I love the ones where it's like, oh, hats off, knock 28 hats off of enemies, you know, cause Nemesis to relinquish a item and defeat Zombie Brad, and, you know, all these things that you would do in the story, they give you points for. And then, like, the ones that I don't like, defeat it on, obviously you have, like, defeat it on assisted, standard, or higher, and that, and then obviously this one's nightmare, and then you've got the S rank on standard hardcore, and then you've got Stars Material, which is obviously nightmare, and then you've got Jill Valentine, which is get an S rank for nightmare, which is going to be fucking impossible to do, and then obviously get an A rank or higher, S rank, which is fair, and then you have like the minimalist, which is use the game without opening an inventory box, use one or fewer recovery items, and, you know, complete the game in under 2 hours. Those ones, the sprinter one, which, fine, fair enough, I can probably do that, but the minimalist, and I might need this later, like, you're going to have to do that with the defense, recovery, and the assault coins all equipped, all equipped, and do it on a low difficulty just to be able to get through it and do it. You know, and it's sort of like, yeah, we know the game's short, but here, play through it several times to actually unlock the things that people want. And it's sort of just like, okay, but it's a bit cheesy to fucking have that in the game. You know, especially if people want them, but they don't want to keep playing through the game multiple times to unlock them. It's, again, a big fuck you to the player. And, it just feels like they're doing it just for padding. And just to be like, oh, hey, yeah, we got stuff, you just need to play it 10 times to be able to fucking get it. Like, when I first started playing this game, I was hooked, I was so immersed, like, I played it all in one sitting, and, you know, my mum always has this thing, oh, new game, he's going to complete it within the first 10 hours, and I completed it within under 4 hours, not knowing what to do, not knowing what's going on, not trying to get through it fast, just enjoying the game. Under 5 hours, and I went downstairs and went, guess what? She went, what? I completed Resi. And even she said, that's a new game. Fucking hell, that's short for a new game. I went, yeah. And then, you know, even my mum playing the original with me, even still, it would take us like 6 hours because we would do everything. And, you know, just even having the reward of, you know, complete it under 2 hours, that even goes to show, like, they know how short their game is. And it's just, it's just, it's not fun, to be honest. But yeah, apart from, like, all the flaws in that, it is a good remake, and, you know, it's fun to play. But again, I wish it was just a bit fucking longer and had some more bits in it, and fleshed out on some parts, and, you know, brought the clock tower and the park back, and, you know, elaborated on the parts that didn't work, and made Jill go to the STARS office and then have Carlos go there again, but looking for, oh shit, looking for Bard in another part, you know, have something like that instead of just, you know, just this small section of Raccoon City. Oh Jesus. But yeah, it's something that we can all wish for and everything, but like, oh for fuck's sake. I just don't think Capcom will actually give us what we actually want and stuff, which sucks, because again, they were more interested in Resistance and planning for Resi 8, which again, I don't want Resi 8. It looks shit. There, I said it. Like, cool, yeah, bring in new characters, but Ethan and Mia, or Maya, however the fuck you say it. So 4, 6, 9. Mia and Ethan just weren't fun characters. I found them so dull and generic. You know, and it's just, I don't really play 7 that much because of it. You know, the villains in 7 basically were the game, and Ethan and that were just there for me personally, and it's just, I don't know, they could have done so much, like, they just don't enjoy them as characters, and I'm probably going to give 8 a try, but, you know, it's just, I'm not really looking forward to it, and the new direction they're going. But yeah, like, I do enjoy this game, and, you know, it is what it is, and we got what we got, but like, I wish there was just more of it, to be fair. Like, even more outfits, or just something, you know. I know we're in quarantine and COVID's a thing, and they can't really go out and work in the offices to make, you know, new whole parts and that, but like, in the future maybe, have them add in a whole section of exploring the clock tower and having new cutscenes, and like throw back in tarantulas or spiders or whatever, and, you know, having some more enemy types running around the city, like the Drain Demos and, you know, the Cerberus back in the RPG, and, you know, just something like that would have been fun. Would be nice to have, and obviously have them fix the camera issues with the Type 2 Nemi fights, and sort of dull down Nemesis on the final fight on Hardcore and Nightmare. Well, Inferno and Hardcore, well, Inferno and Nightmare, sorry, to make it a bit more playable and rewarding to fight, because when I come up against those fights and those difficulties, I'm just like, ah, okay, here we go. Let's fight the camera. Oh, for fuck's sake. But, yeah. Sorry, I was just trying to get through that part. Those are sort of my thoughts on the remake, and just what I feel like they could have improved on and, you know, worked on and everything. But, yeah, if anyone else has got like suggestions and that they do want to put down in the comments, or you know they want to have a civilized discussion about the game and stuff instead of ripping my head off about, oh, you don't like the game, all you did is bitch moan. Like, we can, if anyone actually watches this, and you know, we can have a civil conversation and that, but you know, they were my thoughts on a Resi 3 remake. I hope you sort of somewhat enjoyed this review, sort of chat about Resi 3.
Am I the only one who made it?
You know, I hope you did enjoy. Oh, sorry, another thing that popped into my head. I'm sorry, I know I've been rambling for like an hour or so now. How long? About, yeah, nearly an hour. Yeah, nearly an hour and a half.
Carlos?
What would have been cool is if, with the train, if we like actually got to travel to, you know, the different stations of the train and explore just like, not a lot, just like a tiny bit of the thing. Like, you're in downtown, you explore like, I don't know, whatever, whatever other bloody locations there were, or like, you know, just give us something like that so it feels like we're exploring the city a little bit more, and you know, I don't know, just have something like that, which would have been cool. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my little chat about Resi 3 and what I think they could have enveloped on and everything, and what they could have changed and what I liked and didn't like and that. But yeah, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. If you did enjoy, and you know you want to consider subscribing, you can do so. I do stream and make videos on like Resi and you know just games that I enjoy playing. I'm not a strict person to one type of game series. I'm pretty flexible with my games and that. You know, you can check out my other, like I have a whole Resi 3 playthrough that I did on a live stream. I also have Resi 2 and 1 live stream playthroughs. I have a couple of speed runs. Alien Isolation. There's quite a few whole series that I've done. I do need to finish a few off when I have the time. I will probably be streaming later on today. It'll either be Rainbow Six Siege or GTA Online, just me doing some missions in a solo lobby or something, just to have fun and chat and everything. But yeah, if you enjoyed, leave a like. If you want to, consider subscribing. And yeah, that's been me talking about Resi 3 for an hour and a half. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will